Have you ever wondered what exactly criminology is all about? You might well be thinking quite a bit more about that particular question if you are right now around the age of, let's say, about 18, and you're expecting some A-level results coming your way within the next few weeks. So you might well be thinking about taking on criminology as a degree level subject. You might well just have that interest in crime, and you might watch a load of documentaries, whatever it is. But do you actually know what criminology tries to achieve? In this episode, I'm going to cover just a couple of points about what we criminologists try to broadly cover across a whole bunch of subjects within the discipline. We're going to consider how justice is served, and we're going to address or at least touch upon once more, social harms, which go beyond legal definitions. So in today's episode, we're going to kick off with an introduction to criminology, and we're going to explore what criminology is, its relationship with justice, and how it addresses social harms. So whether you're new to the subject or looking to deepen your understanding, you're in the right place. So to give you a little bit of a background about me, I am a criminology lecturer. I am just about ready to get my PhD in criminology and criminal law. Over the last number of years, I have seen firsthand how the study of criminology can open up new ways of thinking about criminal justice and society. And my personal journey into criminology began with a curiosity about law and its impact on everyday life. And through my academic and professional experiences, I have developed a somewhat deep passion for understanding crime, its causes, and indeed its consequences. And this, we'll say passion, it fuels and it really shines through in my teaching and also my research. And I'm quite excited to share some of that with you, not just in this episode, but across plenty more content to come on this channel. But first, broadly, we need to consider what criminology actually is. So criminology, it is the scientific study of crime, criminal behaviour and the criminal justice system. And it draws upon various disciplines, including the likes of sociology, psychology, law, even anthropology, to understand the causes of crime and the effectiveness of different crime prevention strategies. There's plenty. This area in terms of research, it is flooded. One textbook that I refer my students to is published by a fellow called Newburn, the most recent edition in 2017, who describes criminology as an interdisciplinary subject that examines the making of laws, the breaking of rules, and society's reaction to the breaking of those laws. And this is quite a complex field, which has evolved from quite rudimentary early legal and social science. And it has come to form the underpinning knowledge for social reform movements, to encompass a broad array of scientific inquiries and methodologies. So basically, the study of criminology in itself isn't able to adequately address all of the social issues that we see today, that we have seen in the past, and it absolutely requires help from other subjects. A criminologist in and of themselves typically either has extensive knowledge in other subjects, or will, for the purposes of research, very, very often team up with people in other subject matters. For example, I am a critical criminologist. I really try to look at, in particular, economic structures. And I'm not an economist, so I would and will be in the future hoping to team up with other specialists in that particular field. So criminology, it is a bit of a rendezvous point for a whole bunch of other subjects to come together with that criminological, that criminal mindset directed towards some of the big issues in society. But of course, criminology is also concerned with justice and the deliverance of. So one of the core focuses of criminology is the concept of justice, or I suppose on the flip side of that, injustices as well. So criminologists look at how laws are created and enforced, the fairness of legal process, and the effectiveness of punishments and also rehabilitation. So criminologists, we strive to find ways of making the justice system more equitable and effective. The study of criminology includes examining how criminal justice is administered and the various ways it can be reformed to better serve society. For example, the historical shift in British criminology from a predominantly psychiatric perspective to a more sociologically informed discipline by the mid-20th century. That illustrates the field's criminology's kind of dynamic nature. And this is something that I would teach students quite early on, that historical development. It's something that would, to be fair, filter through quite a lot of my teaching, owing to my like for history and historical content as well. But nevertheless, you can learn quite a lot from where criminology was birthed to where we are today, because a lot has changed and a lot has been implemented along the way. And in a couple of my previous videos, and by now on this channel, I have raised the concept of social harm, and this forms, and it has come to form, wasn't always like this, but it has come to form, this notion of social harm, quite a fundamental part of what criminology is and what it hopes to achieve. So criminology isn't just about studying crimes that are codified in law. It also considers social harms that may not be legally defined as out-and-out crimes. So this includes issues like corporate wrongdoing, environmental harm, and systemic inequalities. And by examining these broader harms, criminology seeks to address injustices that might otherwise be overlooked. And critical criminology, for example, argues for a shift in focus from crime instead to social harm, to better understand the real impact on society. So this perspective, this particular perspective, challenges the traditional boundaries of criminology, emphasizing the importance of understanding crimes of the powerful, and also the socio-economic factors that contribute to criminal behavior. So it tries to look between the lines of what is codified in legal doctrine. Just because something isn't codified as being illegal, it does not mean that a certain social structure or a certain behavior is not harmful to the rest of society, or at least certain demographics, and can otherwise go unlooked or unchecked because it isn't codified. And this is part of what criminology seeks to do, or criminologists like myself look at the current structures, see how everybody is getting along within those current structures. Are people detrimented? Are they suffering? So on and so forth. And if they are, why? And if it's not codified as law, then the argument could probably go, maybe some things need to be scrutinized that a little bit further, and consideration should be put forward for their new status as being illegal, or at least better monitored. So that, broadly speaking, is the some of the main areas, or some very, very broadly speaking, some of the main areas of what criminology would focus on. Once you start to unpack those, there is a whole wealth of subjects and content matter within that is much more dense and much more broad than what is going to be covered in this video. But there's absolutely no doubt that if you follow this channel, there will be much more unpacking of each of those stages. But the one thing, or a couple of things that we need to take away or to try to remember, is the criminology, it has a broad scope. So it is an interdisciplinary field that studies crime from multiple angles, drawing from, again, those disciplines like, but not limited to, sociology, psychology, law, and economics, anthropology, even geography if you want to map criminality, to provide that more comprehensive understanding of criminal behaviour and the criminal justice system as a whole. And criminology, it seeks to deliver justice, and it aims to provide the legal system or improve the legal system to ensure fairness and effectiveness, studying the creation and enforcement of law, the administration of justice, and the impact of legal process on society. And of course, once more, it considers social harms not codified as illegal. So understanding criminology, it does, and I've come to learn this, it helps us grasp the complexities of crime and justice in our society, and equips us individually and collectively to think much more critically about how we can improve our environment, our communities, our societies. Thank you for tuning into this episode on Criminology 101. Do have a look for me on other social media, whichever platform you're watching me on now. I am on a few others, and I hope you've enjoyed this very light introduction to what criminology actually is. Do remember to like, share, and subscribe, because there will be more content unpacking the concepts of today and plenty of others in future content to come. Until next time.